Hello, today I'm going to review the new SmallRig wireless selfie vlog phone monitor, which SmallRig kindly sent me for free to make this video. So first of all, in terms of price, this monitor goes for $65, which is slightly more expensive than what the competition offers, but I think it's well worth the price because of its awesome features, fantastic build quality, strong MagSafe magnets, and how easy it is to use overall. So first of all, in terms of build quality, it's entirely made of aluminum and hard shell plastic, and when you hold it in your hands, it's going to feel very solid and premium. Then in terms of size and weight, it weighs about 330 grams and it's fairly compact. I'm not really sure about the screen size, but I think it's more than big enough to be able to easily monitor and compose your shots. Now, to mount this monitor on your phone, you can either use the MagSafe magnet on the back. These magnets are super strong. I've tried them with various MagSafe accessories and didn't have any sorts of issues. But if you don't want to use the MagSafe mount, there's also a 1/4-inch thread at the bottom of the monitor, and it comes with a mini cold shoe / 1/4-inch monitor mount to allow you to use this monitor with a case or cage that has like a cold shoe mount built in. In terms of buttons and ports, you have a USB-C charging port, brightness buttons. There are only 3 brightness settings: low, medium, and high. But unfortunately, even if you set the brightness to the highest level, it's not going to be nearly as bright as like an iPhone screen. But I think it's more than bright enough to be able to see if you are in frame or not. But I would definitely not rely on this display to judge exposure because it is significantly lower quality than something like an iPhone screen. But for composing your shots, it's more than good enough, in my opinion. And finally, there is also a power button, which doubles as a button if you double press it to flip the screen around when you are doing selfie vlogging with your iPhone. I'll show you a bit later on in the video exactly how it works. Next, in terms of battery life, you'll get about 2 to 3 hours of battery life depending on the brightness setting you're going to use, which is a bit low in my opinion, but at least I think the USB-C port supports fast PD charging, so you'll be able to use your PD power bank or wall plug to quickly recharge the monitor if necessary. Now, in terms of connecting the monitor to the iPhone, it's actually very simple. You are going to power on the monitor, then you'll see like a QR code. You're going to scan the QR code with your phone. This is going to connect your phone to the Wi-Fi of the monitor, and then you'll have to go to the screen mirroring settings of your phone, select SmallRig monitor, and that's basically it. In terms of delay, there is very minimal delay from my personal experience with this monitor. Of course, you will see some delay because it's transmitting the signal wirelessly, but I think it's more than good enough again to be able to properly monitor and compose your shots. And the signal is rated up to 10 meters, so you can actually leave your phone on a tripod, take the monitor with you and see if you are in frame or not. But of course, consider that the further you are going to be from your phone with this monitor, the worse the delay is going to be. Also, this monitor comes with this cute little remote to allow you to wirelessly take a picture or start and stop recording on your phone, so you won't have to constantly go back to your phone, start or stop recording. You can do it all wirelessly, monitor your shot with the monitor, and then press a button to take a picture or start and stop recording. However, a couple of things I want to mention. First of all, if you are going to use the stock camera application on your iPhone with this monitor, you are going to see a slight crop at the top and bottom, and this is because the aspect ratio on this monitor is slightly different than what you get on your iPhone. But I'm honestly not using the stock camera application anyways. I'm just using the Blackmagic camera application, and with the Blackmagic camera application, if you go to the settings, monitor, HDMI out, and set it to video feed instead of mirror display, you're going to get the full preview of what you see on your iPhone without cropping anything on top and bottom or left or right. So I would highly recommend using the Blackmagic camera application for this reason, because it's going to make it a bit easier to properly compose your shot, whereas with the stock camera application, you're going to see a slight crop either on top and bottom if you're using the vertical orientation, or the right and left crop if you're using the landscape orientation. And finally, another important thing to consider if you are going to buy this monitor to vlog with your iPhone is that you'll only be able to have the proper orientation if you're going to have the cameras of the iPhone facing down like this and not facing up. For some reason, when you hold the camera like this, basically facing up, you're not gonna have the proper mirrored orientation of the screen. Even if you like flip the image around, it doesn't look correct. Like for example, I'm now holding my left hand, but I see it on the right side of the screen. So if I flip the phone around and I have the cameras basically facing downwards here. Now, if I flip again the image by double pressing the power button, if I hold my left hand up, I see it on the left side of the screen. So that's something to consider, because for me personally, it's a bit annoying because I can't really hold the phone naturally like this. So I have to flip it around, but it still works just fine. It's just that it's definitely something to consider before buying this monitor. So to summarize, I've been using this monitor for the last couple of weeks, and honestly, I'm going to take it everywhere with me because it makes so much more convenient using the iPhone for like selfie shots. And I think it's well worth the $65. You get fantastic build quality, strong MagSafe magnets. It's easy to use. The delay is minimal. The only downside is that the fact that you have to flip the phone around like this to have the proper mirrored orientation. But other than that, I think it's more than good enough to be able to properly compose or monitor your shots. Anyways, I'm going to leave links for this monitor down below if you are interested to check it out. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to continue on my travels in northern Thailand. Peace.